This is a typical single-family home in Vancouver. 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, with an average selling point of $1.3 million. To be able to afford to own such a home, one would have to have an annual income of around $193,000. When split between 2 income earners, while still well above the average salary for Vancouver, it's not completely unreasonable. But what if this isn't split between 2 people? As of 2022, 29% of Vancouver families with children are led by a lone parent. These lone parent families make on average 42% less than the median income of all Vancouver families, yet they have the responsibility to provide multiple bedrooms on just a single income. The typical family structure, or nuclear family, of 2 married parents with 2 to 3 biological children is changing, being replaced with a more eclectic expression of what it means to be a family. But the private market continues to operate on these traditional family models, and with the detached single-family home taking up around 81% of Vancouver's residential land, there really just aren't abundant alternatives. So why is Vancouver housing so unaffordable and inaccessible to the average person? Well, in simple terms, the housing crisis. With a growing population, Vancouver is quickly running out of room to build housing. The common solution has been towers. Building up. While this housing type works for some, many young families do not see these large developments as a viable living option. Outside of downtown, many communities also do not support these large, high-density buildings. But what if we didn't need to build up? What if we told you there was land for housing right beneath our feet? Or should we say, tires? The answer lies in roads, specifically underutilized and dead-end roads with no through traffic. What's great is that roads are already city-owned infrastructure, meaning the land does not need to be acquired or purchased. And for those who are concerned about removing a few residential roads because of accessibility or parking, well, that's what back alleys are for. Looking at this map of Vancouver, we can pinpoint dozens of streets that have potential to be housing development sites. This proposal is what we call death to the cul-de-sac. Let's take a quick look at a specific Vancouver neighborhood, Dunbar Southlands. The typical residential street here consists of an 8-meter, 2-lane road, 5 meters of sidewalk, and a tree edge on either side. A 10-meter setback for each house provides an extensive yet usually underused front yard, and a back lane is filled with 2-car garages. This typical street holds immense potential, but how does this all work? Well, it begins with a land trust, which are usually non-profit organizations that own and manage land and work to protect landowners and create separation between personal finances and property. Once the operational model is established, then comes the street transformation. Introducing a series of modular row houses provides increased density while establishing visual compatibility to the older styles in the neighborhood. Each house is set on a 10 by 20 meter lot and designed with a mirrored front facade on both sides to maintain the front yard character. By having 2-sided access, residents will enjoy nice cross ventilation, which is enhanced by the courtyard as well as multiple small gardening areas. Now you may be watching this and wondering how this benefits those who are not in the 29%. Well, this is all part of a larger ecosystem. In Dunbar, there are 8 different schools, many of which are under capacity. Accessibility to housing near these schools reduces commuting time, therefore increasing the use of active transportation, as well as increasing social capital for students. When vulnerable populations are supported, such as lone parent families, through affordability and density of housing, the community benefits through increased diversity and decreased poverty rates. The increased density also begins to support current and future local businesses, providing more jobs and opportunities to residents. This proposal begins to develop a tight-knit community, sharing space and resources through an activated, pedestrian-oriented street, reducing isolated and exclusive housing and fostering a culture of care and a sense of belonging through the missing middle typology. So, are you ready for the death to the cul-de-sac?
So I remember when we were driving in your car, speed so fast I felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder, and I had a feeling that I belonged.